Hello guys and welcome to another exciting episode. It is the album with Riyah. You know how I do it. I bring you your favorite personalities to you right on TV. Now today I'm talking to a woman who is doing extremely well in the world of fashion. Now trust me, she started sewing at the early age of 8 years. You can imagine, but she officially began her career as Veekee James in 2018. Now since she started, she's made clothes for a lot of people, a lot of celebrities in Nigeria and out of Nigeria. She's well known for her unique styles and her creative mind. The album is totally excited to have this one-on-one chat with such a powerful woman in the world of fashion. I'm talking about Veekee James. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. It's still the album, and I already let my cat out of the bag. My guest is the one and only exceptional Veekee James. Welcome to the album.
Thank you, Riyah.
How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm fine.
And honestly, I am super honored to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Because normally, I don't really interview women. So when I said I was going to interview a woman, it was like, do Veekee James, do Veekee James.
Oh, really?
And I finally got you. So, thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
We
too.
really appreciate it.
Thank
and
you.
I cannot wait to just have this conversation with you, listening to your story. I'm sure it's going to motivate a lot of women out there.
I hope so.
It definitely will. But let's get into it. Biochemistry, fashion. Take me through your growing up days. How was it like? The little Veekee James, not what we see now. The little Vicky. Take me through those growing up days.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Ajegunle in Lagos.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, there's a, is it a misconception?
Or a notion.
Or like there's a narrative, when you say that you grew up in Ajegunle, there's just an idea that people have about you, like, wow, you mean you came out of that kind of place,
Yeah.
So growing up it wasn't really easy. It was hard because I lost my dad before I was 5.
Oh, wow.
And I had to hustle my way out of, Ajegunle, and it wasn't easy. I have done so many things, from makeup to hairstyling. In fact, that was what I thought I was going to, be doing, because that was what I was doing when I was in school.
Yeah.
It was when I moved back to Lagos that, I just sort of tilted towards fashion. And it's been great.
It's been great.
Then.
But I want to know what made you tilt to fashion. There must have been something. I feel like you already had the passion.
Yeah. I had the passion for fashion designing, but it was not. I didn't think I was going to be doing fashion as like for a lifetime. Something that I would do to make money or to earn a living. Because my mom was a tailor, and I learned sewing from my mom. And my mom was like a tailor. And when I tell you a tailor, she was good. She was really talented at what she does, but she did not make so much money from tailoring. And that's why I felt like, oh, this is a poor man's job, and I cannot do it, you know. So I loved sewing. I loved designing things. I used to design things for myself and other people, like my friends, for free. But I knew as at then that I was never going to go into this, to make money for it. Like this will be what I will be doing. This will be like my career that I want to pursue, It was when I came back to Lagos and I was going to continue with makeup and hairstyling, because that's what I was doing in school, and I was making good money.
Making dough.
I was making money. And when I came back, a lot of my friends and family, people that I know, were already into makeup. Is it that the person is already into makeup, or their sister is into makeup? So I just had to sit down and think, and just be like, what can I do outside of these two things? Because I cannot be doing this and I don't have people to refer me. That type of thing. So I had to think of another talent that I have, that I could work with. And I just fell back to fashion designing. And I said, okay, I don't love making clothes for people for money, but let me see how this works. And then from there,
and it's giving you a lot of millions. But let's talk about the fashion industry as well. It's saturated. We have a lot of fashion designers, the ones that make good clothes, the ones that make kind of clothes and all of that. So getting into it, what were some of your fears?
The truth is, I didn't have any fears, because I am multi-talented. Like I don't know that thing that can be done with hands that I cannot do. as long as I put my mind to it. So I wasn't scared because I already have like other talents I can fall back to. I say to today that if tomorrow everyone in this world decides that they're not wearing clothes anymore, I will be fine. Because there's just so much that God has blessed me with. And that's why I don't joke with God, you know.
But quick question, did you know you were going to make as many millions that you're making now?
You see, I have always known that I was going to be the one that would take my family out of where we were.
Okay.
I have always known that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm that promised child. Okay.
But I love the way there's some confidence that Vicky speaks with.
I call it Godfidence, actually. There's just something about me. I stand out anywhere I go.
Okay.
My mom says it all the time, you know. My mom waited for 5 years to have me. Yeah. And how did she have me was like a prophecy. And she was told that this is the girl that would change everything.
Oh, wow.
And I did not doubt myself one bit. You know, I knew that I just needed to keep pushing. You know, I just needed to keep pushing. So, yeah, this is me.
This is you. Living the dream life.
Yeah.
But also in the same industry, we hear a lot of things, we see a lot of things. We know that sometimes people will see an amazing dress like this and steal the idea. We've seen that a whole lot and take it to somewhere else. Sometimes it's what I ordered versus what I got. And sometimes it's actually what I ordered and I got it right. How do you deal with stuff like that? How do you deal with seeing your creative process outside?
You know, when I just started, it was really a bother to me because you know when you do something, you've taken so much time doing this thing, and someone will just wake up and one day you just see on the internet that someone has recreated your style and even be putting caption that you that created the style. You do not have the mind to put the caption. Like some people, they would, and most of them are people who are even close to me, right? They will be putting caption like the amount of time it took us to do this. I'm like, I was the one that I saw this style in the dream that it's me that God gave this style. Yeah. And I'm even in my caption, I'm humble. You're now proud with my own design. And sometimes, as in what I just said, I used to post them on my story and just be like, oh, it will be good for you. The truth is, I've never even had problems with people copying me. Because, you know, it makes me feel that, oh, I'm actually inspiring people. Okay. There are most people that would copy and put it there and say, oh, inspired by Veekee James. It gives me so much joy to see that I'm inspiring people. So it's not even a problem if you copy me. But when you copy me and you want to act like you don't know that you copied me, as per is my own. No, it's actually really painful. But it took so much time for me to just be like, you know what? These people have copied you over the years. They've still not been able to surpass you. So I just had to tell myself, you know what, there's a lot from where this is coming from. So if I start something and people are doing it, oh, I move on. Yeah. So you guys can keep following me. That's the mindset that I have.
But also we cannot talk about the Veekee James brand without talking about pricing. And I know that your prices have caused controversies online. You know, a lot of people have sided with it. A lot of people have said it's too much, it's too this, it's too that. But speaking to you, Vicky herself, you know, do you do it intentionally? Or the items you really go through that stress and the materials are that expensive?
Well, I believe that I've been able to build my brand to the level where I can charge what I feel it's worth, right? Okay. I don't think it's okay for people, just like when I put up my prices recently, and some designers were saying, oh, Vicky, thank you so much. Now we're going to up our prices, you know? And I'm like, okay, if you feel like you give that much value, you know, if you feel like you deserve that much, then fine. But if you don't deserve that much, you're just going to lose customers, because what are your customers coming back to you for, you know? Exactly. I've already been able to carve a niche for myself in the fashion industry, you know, something that speaks for me. I already have my signature. So if you want to wear a Veekee James dress, you don't need to be told. And you don't need to tell anyone that you're wearing my dress. You will just, like when someone posts a dress that I made, you don't need to tag me because people will go there and tag me. Do you understand? So that's like value in itself without me even talking much, you know? And when I started fashion designing, I did not just wake up and start calling prices. No, it took so much. You know, it took a lot. And there's so much that I have invested in my business to make it what it is today. People don't understand. So when I charge, that's why people say, oh, why is the price like this? I'm like, you really expect me to explain that? Do we want to start from the value that you're going to be getting? Do we want to start from the time that we're going to take to detail this dress? Do we want to start from what it takes me to actually create a design for you? Because it takes me a lot. Sometimes I'm sitting down, I don't even know what to do. Sometimes I have to just even start worshiping for God to actually show me what to do. So that's why every time I say, oh, the Holy Spirit gives me designs, and they're like, how? Because the devil gives nothing, but they don't understand. It takes a whole lot. And then the Veekee James brand is a big name in itself that is not even as big as it should be, but it is big. You know, so these are the things that people pay for. But people who don't get it just cannot get it until it's time for them to get it.
and I love that. Veekee James, I feel like if you were not a designer, you would have probably been a public speaker. And you would have done amazingly well. But when we come back, we talk about her closeness to God. I'm sure everybody knows that she's a Jesus baby. When we come back, she tells us more about how she's able to mix that with the kind of job that she does. Still going away.
Section of news on the continent, engaging in an analytical report. Resident doctors in Nigeria commenced a 5-day warning strike. Queues have hit the major cities in Nigeria, bringing you authentic stories as they happen. I am Ajegunle Bishoga. This is News Central.
Okay guys, we're still talking to Veekee James. Now we're about to talk about Jesus, which is the part that I love to have the conversation about. Because when you see Vicky, sometimes with the hair, the clothes, everything, you will not know that she's a strong worshiper. Like, she doesn't even joke with her God.
A girl must slay.
Please wait, how are you able to mix those two together? How are you able to differentiate work from that?
Well, you see, I think first of all, you have to, as a Christian and a believer of Jesus Christ, right? You have to know that, you have to know what comes first, what is primary, right? And it is already said that whatever you value more than God is absolutely what you worship. Whatever you value most over God, or whatever you give more time and attention to, is what you worship. And I'm a Christian that is doing everything possible to make sure that I live a life of Christ, or to make sure that I carry out my assignment on earth, which is to spread the gospel of Christ, which is the good news, right? And I try to put that into my everyday life, into what I do, into my work that is given to me by God, because He owns everything, you know. And this is what I know. This is the mindset I have. So the things I do them intentionally. You know, I have one goal, and people say it's jokingly that heaven is the goal, but this is my one goal: to make heaven. No matter what. At the end of it all, I want to make heaven, and I preach it all the time to people around me. Know God for yourself, you know, because we're talking just now and we're like, oh, how do you do this with your kind of work, you know? Because when people talk about fashion, the kind of fashion that we do, a lot of people tend to associate it with the devil, right?
Very true.
But the truth is, the devil owns nothing. The devil owns nothing. He does not make, it's not the creator of anything. God owns everything. That's the thing that Christians need to know. So that the devil will not have, you know, the opportunity to come and mess with your mind. Once you know that everything that you do, in fact, everything that is made, everything that is done will be done, is done by only God and through the help of the Holy Spirit and through Jesus Christ. That way you will be able to impute God completely in everything that you do. I don't think it's hard. I think we just have to know that this is our primary assignment, to preach Christ with everything, with your work. Let people hear Christ. Let people see Christ with everything that you do, without even you having to talk much about it.
And the beautiful thing is that Veekee James recently had a birthday, which we're going to show you. And I'm like, normally it was supposed to be the club busting down and everything, but you had a praise. See, I think this is the first time I've seen a popular person do that. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but
I know, right?
I saw it and I was stunned. I'm like, what? A praise and worship? How'd you get that idea? Like, I feel like the Holy Ghost is really in your head, because the kind of idea
he lives in my head. Because, I mean, he lives in every one of us. You just have to make sure that in everything you activate him, because he's there. You either put him down or make sure that he fires up and fires you up. So, well, I knew I wanted to have my birthday, and I knew that it had to be an avenue for me to portray Christ. That's my decision, everything I do, let me portray Christ. I remember when I posted a video, just like a fun video, saying that, the man that wants to marry me has to be ready to dance to gospel music.
I think I saw that,
and people were like, what are you trying to say? And this is not me. It's not even like I said, there's secular music is not good. I never said that. And I never even said that I will not dance to any love song on my wedding day or any nice song. I didn't say that. But if I'm going to be having a wedding that a lot of people will probably be talking about, it will be an avenue for people to hear about Christ through my events, So this is like, this is it. This is just it. I had my gala last year, and people noticed that it was like almost 100% gospel music. And I was happy, and I felt some level of fulfillment the next day when I saw people tweeting, who noticed that it was only gospel song at the Veekee James event? And it's not like there's anything wrong with some secular music. It's just the way people hear secular music too much everywhere. Let my event be one of the opportunities or the places where people will hear gospel music that people try to hoard.
Very true.
That's my life.
And I'm inspired by all you said, because, we have kind of similar stories, the go-getter that you are. What would you like to say to that young girl out there that wants to go into fashion?
The young girl that wants to go into fashion. Okay. First of all, I would say, make sure that you love it, right? Make sure that you love it, because it can get really frustrating. Make sure that you have passion for it. And you don't even have to have so much passion for it. Because I say it all the time, money will make you grow passion for something. By the time you start making money from it, you definitely start falling in love with it more and more. Like when I started, I wasn't so much in love with it, but when I started seeing the cash, the love, the love was like double, So make sure that you love it, and then make sure that you are consistent at it. There's no, fashion is not something that you would do and feel like, you can just be living your life like you want, doing other things. No, you have to give fashion 100%. I was at an interview yesterday with Ugo Monye, and he said something. He said, fashion is like a babe that you need to nurture. You have to give it 100% attention. And then the God factor. You cannot remove God from whatever it is, basically, whatever it is that you want to do, be it fashion, whatever it is you want to enter into, okay? Make sure that you put God first in everything. He's the one. Look, let me tell you, so many of my most amazing designs, I got them by just asking God to show me. So it's not, you cannot do it on your own. The God factor has to be there. You have to be consistent. You have to love it. Build meaningful relationships with people who come into your life, like some of your clients, build valuable relationship with them. Don't drive them away with, some kind of, I don't know, there's some people that just being around them, you just don't want to be there, Yeah. I believe if you have God, God will
sort everything
see you through.
But anyway, we're going to the last segment of the show. When we come back, we're going personal with Veekee James. This is what you do not want to miss. All you gossips, this is the right part.
Oh my God.
everywhere across Nigeria. With news coverage driven by the quest for solutions, News Central brings you the stories that matter.
Bringing you major headlines and latest developments from the creeks of the Niger Delta, South Nigeria. I am Austin Azu.
Live from the Federal Capital Territory, I am Joshua Imarayi, bringing you exclusive insights and updates straight from Abuja.
Covering the rich cultural heritage and dynamic events of the North, I am Emmanuel Bagudu.
Covering the ongoing developments and triumphs of the Northeast, I am Umaru Kirawa, live from Borno.
Bringing you stories of growth and resilience from the Southeast. I am Chinwe Ukele.
In the intensity of Nigeria's middle belt, I am Chizoba Anyowe, bringing you stories of diversity and latest happenings from Jos.
With a dedicated team of reporters across the nation, News Central is empowering viewers to shape the future of their communities. Because your story is our mission. Stay informed, stay connected with News Central, with fearless reporting on what matters most.
You're welcome back. The thing is that I do not only give you so much entertainment on the album, I actually educate you. And if you've not taken anything from this interview, then I bet you need to watch the repeat again. But it's time for us to do the intimate part where we get to find out some personal things about Vicky right here. And she's not scared. She says, Riyah, bring it on. And of course, Riyah is going to do what? Bring it on.
Okay, I wonder what the questions are. I'm
ready. Drum rolls. Okay, so the first one, let me tell you the rules of the game. You have to answer. You have to answer the question.
I'll answer now.
You have to answer. Okay. It's like I'm
answer
scared.
answer.
It's like I'm scared. Are you dating?
Well, am I dating? She child of God they date. Please, I'm married to Jesus.
No, Vicky, that's not the right answer. Are you in a relationship?
I am in a relationship.
Okay. Okay.
And we're going to leave it at that.
Okay. Do you have this ex that you regret dating?
Hey!
I said we are personal.
Hey, God. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
He's lucky I have God now. I have Jesus in my life. Because what I would have said here, I do. That boy. No. If you know that boy. Hey. No, let me just, I'll have mentioned his name.
Yeah. Vicky, you can do that.
Let's just pity him.
Oh, we should pity him.
For the sake of God.
Give me one experience that he did to you that you'll never forget. Just one.
Have they brought...
Just one.
I have plenty.
No, just
but let me give you one.
Yes, just give us one.
Have they brought... Hey, God. Have they brought an ex to your boyfriend's house before? You're in the house.
Yeah.
They now brought the ex. The ex is there. The ex, you don't know the ex will spend the night though. You good girl, because you're in love. You're forming, she's his ex, and they're still friends, you know. He's hurt her so much, so he doesn't want to just pursue her or just end their friendship. So I'm the understanding girlfriend. Then the ex now came. I don't know ex will spend the night. Before I know ex was spending the night. I was not even around. When I came back, see me entering kitchen to go and see what is happening. It's me that ex is saying, please, wait, what do you want? Hello? On top of pot of soup that I cooked. Ex is now showing me spoon for ex. Said, don't worry, I'll pick it up. I'm like, pot and spoon that I bought. House that I follow Bobo to rent. Say they did not inform you about me, Ni. If you see me there, I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. I enter a room, go they think my life.
Think your life.
Before I know, evening don't reach, ex no they go. My boyfriend enter inside the room. That please, where is that his pajamas I used to wear? I'm like, hey, what happened? That please, that he wants to give it, that she needs it. I'm like,
Vicky, this time you are not.
Did
you not fight?
Did you do in my eye like this, me?
Vicky, you not beat the girl up.
Have you seen where? Do you know what love is? Love I'm not do you. They carry the pajamas I gave to this girl. Something I used to wear. I was just there looking like this.
Oh, wow.
I assisted the house. Guess what? In the night, they did not come and sleep with me on the bed though. They still don't want to keep her company.
Vicky,
I was there.
It's well.
They kept her company till morning. Guess what? The next day, I still made Indomie for her. I still left and left them in the house that, that if she needs anything, she should let me know. I was doing makeup. Guess what? The next day,
she came in.
She followed me to go and do makeup. She followed me to do bestie.
Can you imagine?
And I was still there doing understanding girlfriend. Until they show me shaking.
I'm glad God took you out of that.
God we don't have time because I'm giving people the gist. This one is a tip of the iceberg.
Vicky, you are an inspiration.
Thank you.
And I'm glad we're able to do this. You are amazing.
So
you know, you do a great job.
Thank you.
And we love you. We see you.
I love you
know,
too.
And God just bless you and God bless the brand. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Guys,
Thank you for having me.
That is it. I've had an amazing time talking to Veekee James. You can see how fearless she is. You can see how she puts God first. You can see how she's directed by God, and you can see how she loves her craft. Any young lady watching, I'm sure you've picked something out of this. And that's what I do. I make sure that I educate you on the show. You know that what a man can do, a woman can definitely do better. And she's a strong woman here, and she has shown you all of that. So yes, I'll see you guys next time on the album. Don't forget to know that this show was brought to you by Upfront and Personal and sponsored by Nigerian Brewers.